inside the Summit League. We are heavy on hoops as we hit the new year here, and coming up, we got a story on teammates at Denver who have been teammates since their days in grade school, the bond between Marcus Byrd and Brett Olson. And we go on the bench with NDSU head coach David Richman, mic'd up and mouthing off. Not really, but interesting to hear what goes on during the game with Coach Richman. That is coming up later as well. Well, everybody gets 16 Summit League basketball games this season, and it is wide open, man. 2 men's teams are 2-0 so far. 2 are 0-2, probably not the ones that most people thought at either the top or the bottom right now, but that is what is going to make it fun all season. And here are the men's highlights from opening weekend. Western Illinois is one of 5 teams in the league with a new head coach this year, and the Leathernecks are one of 2 of those 5 teams with new head coaches that are off to a 2-0 start in league play. Western beat league favorite Fort Wayne 73-67 on Friday behind 22 points and 4 assists from Jabari Sandiford. Western Illinois went to the free throw line 36 times. They made 27 of them. Garrett Covington added 17 points, and new head coach Billy Wright gets his first Summit League victory. The other 2-0 team is North Dakota State. The Bison beat Oral Roberts on Friday in a game with some wild swings in it. Dexter Werner made his first 4 shots, and NDSU led by 15 midway through the first half. But Oral Roberts tied it up at halftime, and the Golden Eagles had a 5-point lead early in the second half. Obi Omegano had 25 points for Oral Roberts, but Lawrence Alexander scored a career-high 31 to bring North Dakota State back. He scored 24 points in the final 14 minutes of the game, and the Bison pull it out at home 72-66. In Denver, the Pioneers win their home opener against South Dakota State. Denver hits back-to-back-to-back-to-back three-pointers to start the game. They hit 8 of 12 threes in the first half, and Denver's up by 11 at the break. And they push that lead to 15 in the second half, but the Jacks make a late run behind a pair of three-pointers by George Marshall, but Denver hangs on to win it by 7. Brett Olson with 17 for Denver, and Cam Griffin adds 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And in the other opener on Friday night, Omaha at South Dakota, the Coyotes get out to a 12-point halftime lead behind 3 threes by Casey Kasperbauer. But Omaha roars back with 57 points in the second half. C.J. Carter with 18 of his 24 coming after the break, and Omaha wins by 9. Tyler Larson led USD in this one with 17 points and 12 rebounds. The Coyotes, though, rebound with a win at Denver on Sunday. Larson follows up with 22 in this one. Brett Olson pours in 24 for Denver, and the Pioneers shoot 54% for the game. But the Coyotes come up with the big second half in this one. Kasperbauer finishes a good weekend with 15 more points, and USD gets out of Denver with a big win, 74-69. Meanwhile, Western Illinois gets to 2-0 in league play for the second time in the last 3 seasons. Against Omaha on Sunday, Marcus Tyus leads Omaha with a season-high 25, and the Mavericks lead by 14 in the first half. But Western Illinois gets its season-high 21 from Mike McClusack to go with 20 from Jabari Sandiford and 19 from Garrett Covington, and the Leathernecks come back to win this one by 2, 80-78. And in Fargo, North Dakota State gets 17 from Corey Brown to beat South Dakota State. The Bison run out to a 31-10 lead midway through the first half, but the Jackrabbits get 21 from Cody Larson, 21 from DeAndre Parks. SDSU gets within a point in the final minute, but the Jacks can never get the lead, and NDSU gets to 2-0 with a 72-69 win. Well, the week in women's basketball coming up next. The Bison have been surprising. NDSU and Western Illinois off to hot starts in league play.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, so far so good in Macomb and in Fargo. The Western Illinois and the North Dakota State men's basketball teams off to 2-0 starts. Both women's teams off to 2-0 starts as well. NDSU has already won as many league games this year as they did last year, and Western Illinois is off to its best league start in the past 7 years. Western Illinois junior Ashley Luke is the preseason pick for Player of the Year this year, and she is living up to the hype early on. Luke starts Summit League play with 23 points and 10 rebounds in a Western Illinois win on the road in Fort Wayne. Haley Seibert with 6 threes for the Dons. Sophomore Rachel Reinhardt blows up with a career-high 31 for Fort Wayne, and the Dons lead by 14, but Western Illinois scores 58 points in the second half. The Leathernecks get 40 points off the bench, including 16 from freshman Michelle Farrow. Western scores 98 points and gets its first win in Fort Wayne since 2008. Well, the other team off to a hot start is North Dakota State. The Bison are picked to finish last in the league, but they knock off Oral Roberts to start the league season. Brooke Lamar starts a monster weekend for her with 22 points in this one. Freshman Taylor Thunstead adds 15 off the bench, and NDSU wins by 13. One of the league favorites is South Dakota, and the Coyotes take care of business at Omaha on Friday. Margaret McLeod with 11 points and 10 rebounds for USD. The Mavericks get 15 from Michaela Shaw and 15 off the bench from Remy Davenport, but USD gets the road win, 64-48. The pick to win the league again this year is South Dakota State, and the Jackrabbits looked the part in their opener at home against Denver. SDSU holds the Pioneers to 28% shooting. Denver, a good three-point shooting team, makes just 2 of 10. The Jackrabbits, meanwhile, get a game-high 21 from Carrie Young, and SDSU rolls at home 85-44. But it went south when the Jacks went north on Sunday to take on North Dakota State. Brooke Lamar goes berserk in this one, 23 points in the first half for the Bison. She ends up with 30. NDSU has a 22-point first-half lead, and the Jackrabbits chop it down, though. Megan Witashik scores 15 of her 20 in the second half. China Stevens hits a couple of threes, and the Jacks rally to get within a point, but the Bison hold them off and win 83-78. Holly Johnson with 16 for NDSU to go along with the 30 from Brooke Lamar. So North Dakota State gets to 2-0. So does Western Illinois. Ashley Luke with 16 points and 17 rebounds as the Leathernecks beat Omaha by 15. Michelle Farrow, another good game for her, follows up her 16 on Friday night with 17 in this one for Western Illinois. Meanwhile, Denver recovers from that pounding in Brookings on Friday with a win at home on Sunday over Oral Roberts. Vicky McIntyre with 22 rebounds for Oral Roberts. It's the third time this season that she has had more than 20. But Denver makes 10 of 23 threes, 13 points each for Morgan Van Riper Rose and for Jordan Johnston, and Denver wins 66-57. And IUPUI in its only game of the weekend at home against Fort Wayne on Sunday. Haley Seibert with 20 more for the Dons. But IUPUI leads start to finish. They get 14 points and 10 rebounds from Akila Sims, and the Jags win their league opener 78-68 over Fort Wayne. Up next, you might remember the friendship between Magic Johnson and Larry Byrd, but they got nothing on Marcus Byrd and Brett Olson at Denver. Friends and teammates for more than 10 years now.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, University of Denver men's basketball team has 3 players right now from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. One of them is a freshman who's getting a little time right now. The other 2 are upperclassmen, and big reasons that Denver is one of the league favorites right now. And they have a bond and a friendship that goes way back before they became Pioneers. Brett Olson and Marcus Byrd have been buddies since they were kids and teammates from the time they started middle school. Played together through high school and now at the University of Denver. But they never really planned on it being that way.
I don't think we ever, especially in middle school, didn't talk about playing together specifically. More in high school, it was kind of, we saw each other grow and become kind of those players that had the ability to go play college basketball at a high level. And so I don't know if we talked about it specifically, but it's obviously been a cool experience for us and worked out, and it's been great.
Olson has started more than 100 games in his Pioneer career. Byrd has come off the bench in more than 80. And they both have a favorite story about each other in their time on the court in Denver.
Actually, mine is when we were here at the University of Denver. We were playing at San Jose State, I think it was 2 years ago. And Marcus had just entered the game, and he caught a pass underneath the rim and threw it right into the bottom of the backboard and missed the layup, obviously. And Coach Scott was none too happy and pulled Marcus immediately, and he was not too happy.
Oh, you gotta do me like that, Brad. Well, I would say me, on the other hand, mine's more of a positive story. Mine would be 2 years ago when we were in the WAC and we were playing at Utah State when overtime, Brett hit that big three buzzer beater for the win. I was on the bench and I had no reaction. I was just looking like, holy crap, did that just happen? And then like the whole team like stormed the court. Their crowd, which they're pretty famous for being pretty loud, they got dead quiet, and Brett was just hyped. The whole team was pumped up, and that'd probably be my favorite story about Brett.
Olson is a 6'5" guard, a dynamic scorer, and a team leader who gets everybody where they need to go. Byrd is a 6'7" forward with a sweet stroke from three-point land. So what do they see in each other on the court that they would like to see in themselves?
I wish I could dribble the ball better. Like Brett. Brett's a pretty good ball handler. He's good under pressure, things like that. I'm pretty much limited to 5 or so dribbles. I mean, it's not actually like 5 or so dribbles, but like in my head, like I know if I start to dribble too much, then bad things happen. But I do admire Brett's ball handling skills, especially being 6'5", it's a lot harder, but he's still able to like maintain and keep the ball under control. That's what I admire.
I think Marcus's kind of hard work and dedication to the team. I mean, he's been thrown in a lot of different positions. Kind of freshman, sophomore year, he was a center, jumped to forward, jumped to center. He's kind of been back and forth, and he's adjusted really well. Just kind of taking the role, and he's taking the role that Coach Scott's given him. It's not always been easy for him. He's had to adjust to a lot of different things, and he's just kind of taken it and kind of rolled with it, and he's been very successful with it.
Olson played as a true freshman and is now in his senior season. Byrd redshirted as a freshman and is now in his junior year. So their time as teammates will come to an end when this season comes to an end.
Yeah, it'll definitely be different. Knowing his playing style and all that, it'll definitely be missed. But at the same time, like even though we won't be playing on the court anymore, we'll probably still maintain our good friendship and stuff like that. And hopefully he'll come support a few games every now and then. If he's still around here, if not, then the NBA, wherever that takes him. Best of luck.
Well, those two are fun to watch, and so is Donnell Henderson at Oral Roberts University. He is 6'7". He's a shot blocker for the Golden Eagles. He had 5 blocked shots at North Dakota State on Friday. He also had 17 points and 7 rebounds. He is really good at basketball and really good at another sport you might never guess, rodeo. Henderson is a bulldogger, a steer wrestler. It's an event that he describes like this.
If you was to hang out the passenger side of your buddy's truck, driving 30 miles per hour and jump off and grab a mailbox, is what it feels like. But you got your hazer and your bulldogging horse, and you're running down through there. You just jump off, wrestle, steer down to the ground. Fastest time wins.
Coming up next, some impressive performances by the players of the week and the sounds from the sideline. We will listen in with NDSU head coach David Richman and then listen in with Brittany Lange at Omaha on the opportunity she has as one of the bright new young coaches in the Summit League.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, it really should be a player of the week, one for the men, one for the women, but it's hard to choose when you get great performances like these every week. For the women, Brooke Lamar, incredible in 2 wins for North Dakota State, 22 points, 8 assists against Oral Roberts, 30 points and 4 assists against South Dakota State. And Ashley Luke, double-doubles in wins over Fort Wayne and Omaha. She has 7 double-doubles this season. For the men, Jabari Sandifer at Western Illinois, 22-4 against Fort Wayne, and they had 20-6 in a win over Omaha. And Lawrence Alexander at North Dakota State, a career-high 31 as he brought the Bison back to beat Oral Roberts, and then 16 points and 7 rebounds in NDSU's win over South Dakota State. Well, LA is one of the big reasons, of course, that North Dakota State is off to a 2-0 start under first-year head coach David Richman. NDSU video coordinator Ryan Nelson and his crew put a mic on the coach in their game against Northland College a few weeks ago to get a feel for the sounds of the sideline.
Fly around and have some fun. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. AJ, go under those curls. All right, let's go. Get a stop now. Get a stop. Got to get the ball under control then. Make sure it's stopped and picked up. Who's here? Pop, Evan. Hard cuts, Paul. Settle in. We missed the switch. You're kind of coming over here to a double team, a trap that we don't do. Campus. Strong finishes at the rim, right? Or inside out passes. Do us. And then do it again and again and again. Let's go. Good. Hands, ball, right. Yep, AJ, get in there. Put some pressure on them early. Then we got our guys trailing, can make something happen, okay? I'm more interested in locking down in here. You're in. Early movement. Hands, Paul. Hands. Sit down and ball pressure. Sit down and contest. Sit down and get around. Do a 3-quarter or a battle in there. Good, Evan. Dance-ish. Push! Run, Colin! Run, Paul! That's what we talked about the other day. Okay, don't let bad habits creep in. Sit down and get a stance, especially to his right hand, right? Game plan. A lot of times they're just going under and then the ball, there's nothing there, okay? And you're calling it out, but we don't need to. But if we call it out, then we got to stay with it. Good. Sprint, Dex! If you ultimately want to get to where we want to get, I've said it 1,000 times today, I'm going to keep saying it to you. You'll take pride in doing what we do and build off. Move, cut. Space. Look. Sprint, Evan. Good job, Scotty. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. Good luck. Thanks.
Good luck to you. It's go time. It's absolutely go time. Hey, I get goosebumps just saying that. This, at North Dakota State and in the Summit League, this is where you make your hay. This is where you cut your teeth. We've done some pretty good special things so far as a young group. We have. Pat yourselves on the back one last time right now and move on, because it's 0-0.
Well, David Richman is one of 7 new head coaches in the league this year, 5 men and 2 women. Marin Walseth at NDSU is one. Brittany Lange at Omaha is the other.
Well, my path has been very unique, and it's not one to be anticipated by any means. A lot of it is luck and timing, and I really credit it to associating myself with some really talented people in the business and being around really good administration here. I wanted to coach since I was in 6th grade. I watched film with my dad, who also played at Kansas. I've come from a big basketball family, and I know that's something that I've always wanted to do, and kind of taken that perspective through my career in basketball. And I have to give a ton of credit to my time at Iowa State. I reference them a lot, but Coach Fenley, Coach Steyer, Coach Easley, who's now at Oklahoma State, I was really blessed with 3 wonderful mentors that helped shape me as a young coach, and really taught me the business side of things as well. Again, in the coaching business, you're kind of just drawn wherever the opportunities lie, and Omaha is where I went as a freshman in college. I played at Creighton my first year, so I was familiar with the city. It's 2 hours away from my hometown. I felt that it had tremendous amount of potential, and as you walk around campus and you've seen all the different things that have been added, especially with their new arena coming up, the fan base is really progressing, and it's just a really remarkable place to be, and in a great city that's a big sports city as well. So I just really was addicted to the potential that was here when I came here 3 years ago. So, and I've not been disappointed since. So it's been a really positive thing, and I think UNO is just going to keep building and be a very competitive mid-major school.
Well, up next, we will take a look at the somewhat surprising basketball standings so far, just 2 games into the Summer League season, as well as take a look at the schedule for the weekend ahead.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back. 1 weekend into the Summer League season, your men's basketball standings look like this. The home court is going to be as important as ever, especially this season. North Dakota State and Western, both at home over the weekend, both won close games. NDSU beat Oral Roberts and South Dakota State, as Western Illinois beat Fort Wayne by 6 and then beat Omaha by 2 on their home floor. IUPUI won 1 league game last year, already got that done with that win against Fort Wayne. On the women's side, Western Illinois and North Dakota State at 2-0. Western 2-0 for the first time since 2008. North Dakota State went 2-12 in the league last year, already got 2 wins so far this season, and won 6 games overall last year, and already 6 wins for the Bison so far. South Dakota, one of the league favorites, they will be at Western Illinois on Saturday. That'll be a great matchup. And here's a look at the rest of the Summit League schedule for this weekend. Thanks to all of our member schools. We'll see you next week on Inside the Summit League.